What is good, guys? Hope you guys are all having a great Monday. Let's talk about how I made over 1.3K today to start an amazing week on my alpha, both of my zero qualified alpha accounts. So I made about 1,000 on one, and I actually made 343 on one last night. You saw the trade that I sent in the Discord. I actually locked that one out, and I left the other account that I also made about 300 on. I left that one unlocked into today's session, and then I ended up making another 700, 750 more on 4 to 5 micros. Two really, really good trades here. So without further ado, let's go over them. So on the 5 minute, let's just start off with the higher time frame structure. This is what I saw when I entered my first trade. So clear 5 minute gap in a downtrend. You can assume, I have all of these things going for us. But on the 30 minute and the 1 hour, I was very aware that we were trading into some bullish gaps. So I said, I'm going to, catch these shorts. I initially was just going for about right here. So I think I was going for just about 40 points. And we ended up being able to extend this move, trail our stops, etc., because price just had a clear draw. I was in actually at about 25,040, like I said. My first draw was 25,000. So just 40 points to that key number. And you see these dotted lines that I have here. These are actually higher time frame levels where I was looking to kind of get out. So you see right on 25,000, a lot of wicks, a lot of bodies. The first one was 25,024. That was like my initial break-even level because look, we had all of this going on right here, about 25,020. So about 20 points in was my break-even level. You see we have all these wicks, trade right down to 25,000. We keep going. You see this was my next big area, 25,984. Traded through that nicely. And then my next area was 24,970. My final PT was actually going to be about 24,944. And you can see right here, I have that in that general area, right about the 940s with my short position thing here. And so yeah, that's kind of where on the higher time frame on the hourly here, where I got my levels of interest. And all I did here in this trade, guys, was just keep trailing my stops. So this was that 5 minute entry that I showed you. We got out for about 74 points at the bottom. We were up as much. We're targeting about 101 all the way from 40. So just trailing our position here. The 1 minute, you can see clearly staying under the EMA. On the 5 minute, right, you can see we got that great rejection to hold the 5 minute gap, and both candles after that 5 minute gap was formed to close below the EMA very confidently with nice wicks, great rejection wicks. That allowed us to just scale down to the 1 minute. I honestly was sitting on the higher time frame. I did record this trade as well, so you'll probably see that recording around the Discord. I was just kind of sitting on the higher time frame and just letting this fall. I mean, I didn't do much here besides have my levels marked out. Had the break even level, hit 25,000. I said, bro, this thing is still going. And then, we had our stop in profit into market open, and then we just got another 30 points right off of open. Actually about 50 points, 45, 46 points right off of open. We opened right about at 25,000. Another 40, like I said, 40, 45 points down. We did not catch all the 45 points. I did take 2 out of 5 micros off right at about 25,000 before open just to secure some profits in case we got a huge nuke up. And yeah, we were able to use those 3 micros to get another 45 points to the downside, as much as, whatever that is, 50 at the bottom, 55 at the bottom. And then, yeah, we got stopped in profit, 3 micros on like these last 35. So those last 3 micros were out at about 74, and the first 2 were out at about 45. So if you do the math, actually, with the averages, probably closer to like a high 50s points wise on this trade. So that was a really, really good execution. And again, in a higher time frame, like we just kind of went over, right? I knew, making sure my mic is good. Looks like it's all good. It looks a little low. I hope you guys can hear me well. Maybe I'm not talking loud enough, but hopefully the audio comes out fine. It's not looking like it's really loud. Maybe I wasn't talking as loud. I hope this is good so far. Sorry if you have to turn on my volume to hear me more. But yeah, that was the trade. And then on the higher time frame, as you can see, I knew we were trading right into a gap, 30 minute, 1 hour, straight manipulation. I knew we were going to make this move up. And even on the 5 minute here, that 5 minute gap, we closed way above it. And you actually can see that I caught some longs. I caught some really, really good longs. Got my 30-second entry model. We got right above here. Actually, the first entry would have been here. I actually missed this one. I was able to get in on the next EMA retrace. We had a 15-second gap as well, so I used that for my entry. The first long, like I said, through our lower time frame VWAP would have been right out of this area. This was still the 5 minute gap, so I was being a little cautious in here because this easily could have manipulated, closed right back in, and continued bearish. Although I did have a bullish bias on the day, I was able to catch that manipulation, and then you see the bullish bias played out. So I was able to get in on just this piece, take 40 points here. It was a very clean 40 points in about a minute and a half, maybe not even, maybe closer to 70 seconds, risking about 17 points just to this low. Initially, right, I could have went here, but we started to just soar in profit, so I just moved that to right there just in case. Then we got to right about here, moved to break even, then we hit TP. So very clean 2 trades, and of course the trade I took last night was very clean as well. That was just longs right out of honestly a similar area. Um, I can actually show you really, really quick. It was just off of this, so clear 15-minute gap. Had 5-minute, 2-minute confirmation, and it was right about in this area. You have this candle close higher, right above the VWAP, or actually right here, excuse me, right above the VWAP right here, and then I just called about 40 points up. Ended up being like a 250-point move, but I just took my piece. We were trading into a 15-minute gap. Could have led to chop, so I was just being careful. But yeah, those were the trades to start this week, Sunday night into Monday morning. And yeah, that's what we did, guys. Really, really clean morning, about a 1.3K morning plus, a little more than that. And yeah, let's keep cooking. Let's keep executing. Appreciate you all. Hope the audio on this was good. I'm not talking too loud. It is kind of early in the morning. I think some of my roommates are still sleeping and stuff. It's about 10:20 now, so that's the trade. Sorry if you had to turn your volume up really high to hear me. And yeah, that's what we did today. So appreciate you guys. Peace out.